Okay. Your husband tells all of your news to his sisters. So like you rattle off what happened in your day and you hear him on the phone rattling it off to his sisters. You've asked him not to, but he keeps doing it. What do you do? Ilana, then Debbie.
I would take his deepest, darkest secret that he shared to me in a moment of silly vulnerability, and I would get it posted on a billboard, the closest billboard to where his boss lives, and I would put it up there.
Ouch. Okay, Debbie.
So I was going to take his, pay slips and bank account details and all his private stuff and send pictures on all the family chats.
Okay. Who's next? Hannah, Ruthie, let's go. Okay, Ruthie.
I wouldn't share with him anything. So the next day he'd come home and he'd ask, well, what's new? And say,
oh, not even answering. Ouch. A lot of people listen to the show with on podcast with just audio. She's silent. Okay, fine.
Duct
tape on her mouth.
Actually, duct tape.
Duct tape.
And just say nothing. Then if he'd ask me, why aren't you saying anything? Well, I would just say, because you're always telling your sisters all our news. So that's it. I'm not sharing anything with you. I'm telling everything to your brother.
Everything to your brother. Okay, Hannah.
So I would call all the sisters one at a time and tell them, my husband, he has an issue and he can't stop sharing everything I've ever shared with him. And just, do me a favor because, again, I can't, it's clearly an issue that's out of hand. Is just don't answer the phone call anymore that's coming in because, it's just something that's kind of like out of control at this point.
Ouch. Okay, Shoshi. We're going to the judges now, ladies.
I'm going to go with Debbie with an outrageous response.
Okay, fine. Okay, that Mayra.
I would also go with Debbie. Sending pictures of his bank account to the family chat is pretty vicious.
Ouch. Okay, Esther.
Debbie.
Wow, the worst wife. Okay, fine. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So if your husband is telling the news, again, this is a conversation that you should probably have with him and say, and I repeatedly asked you not to tell your sisters. I feel invasion of privacy. There's a certain amount of trust in our relationship. And when you tell me something, it stops here. The buck stops here. So when you're telling my sister, maybe let's think of ideas that you can talk to your sisters about. I know you want to schmooze with them and make them, feel part of our lives and whatever, and that's beautiful. But what can we think of? How can we, get creative with your husband on things he can tell them that makes him feel like he's not telling them probably to irk you or to maybe is. I don't know. You have to look into this, but he's probably doing because he wants to have something to share with them, and he doesn't. There was a summer camp, and one boy wrote up what happened during the week and made copies, and everyone paid him $1 so that when they called their mother for Shabbos, they could report what happened that week, this, and we went to this camp and whatever. So it could just be that's what it is. Your husband showers every day, which is great, but he dumps his wet towel on your bed every day. Whenever you climb into bed, your covers are damp. What do you do? Ruthie and then Hannah.
Take a bucket, put ice water, and just pour it on his bed.
Ouch. Okay, Hannah. And then Ilana.
I was actually initially just thinking, but I would say that I would take his shirts that are coming out of the washing machine that are not yet dried, and I would just sort of like make sure that they stay wet long enough to get like really wrinkled and just like unwearable. And I just like drape them all over his bed. And when he asked me about it, I'd say like, this is how nasty it is when you don't let things dry properly. Yeah. Sorry. No shirts today at work. Sorry.
Sorry, dear. Okay, Ilana.
I would go to the store and get a gigantic raw fish, and I would put it on his pillow. And I would say, like, you obviously think that I enjoy sleeping in a wet, smelly bed at night. So, I want you to have that same experience, only better. So, you're welcome.
Wow. Ouch. Okay, Debbie.
So I'm actually going to get the super glue out and put it all over his towel. So when he comes out the shower and puts his towel on him, he won't be able to get it off him.
That's one way to get it off your bed. Okay, Mayra.
I liked Ilana's. Debbie's was cute too, but I think Ilana's was really making the point with putting a raw fish on his husband's pillow and saying, I want you to have the same wonderful experience.
Right. Okay, fine. Okay, Esther.
Ilana, very nasty.
The fish. Okay, we're going with the fish. Go ahead, Shoshi.
I'm gonna go with Ilana as well for this.
Fish. You got the worst fight ever, the fish. This is something that can be solved for a $2 hook by his bed. But, if he's obviously I don't know the logistics of your house, but somehow the logistics of putting the towel in the right place don't work. So whether that means you need to buy, and maybe that's expensive, but buy a little hook, standing rack for a blanket rack or something, find it at a thrift shop, something that can solve the problem logistically. That would be ideal, because otherwise you're just going to be steamed about it. Okay, fine. Okay, are you guys ready for the next scenario? Your light bulb has been flickering, and every time you ask your husband to fix it, he says he'll do it later. You just asked him again, and he said it again, I'll do it later. What do? Hannah.
I go to the fish market and I buy a huge fish and I put it right underneath the place where the light bulb is. I think fish just gets the message, this raw fish. I'm just loving that theme.
Happy to be your inspiration.
Yeah, so when it comes to the light bulb area, he slips on scaly, raw grossness. And I think that will give him the message that there's something he's supposed to be doing in this vicinity of the house. Yeah.
Okay, who's next? Debbie.
I think I'm going to be a classic female and just go with the whole rule of you never do anything and you always say you'll do this. And all my friends' husbands always do this. But you know the whole never, always, everyone thing. I'm going with that route.
Okay, fine. Gotcha. Okay, good. Worst wife. Let's go. Ilana.
I think I'm going to call the electrical company and tell them to turn off all the lights in our house. And I'm going to go on vacation or whatever for a little bit, a day or two, and let him sit in the dark until he comes to his senses and realizes that light needs to happen.
Got you. Okay, Ruthie.
Yeah, I was also going to say, well, not as nasty as that, but I was going to switch off all the lights. Yes. And or take an electrician and make it all dark. And then he'll really have to fix all the lights in the house. But that's similar. I don't know about going on holiday, but yes, that might be a very good idea.
I mean, excuse to go on holiday, but you can, Ruthie.
Okay, Esther Schwartz.
Debbie, old-fashioned, nasty, cutting it deep.
Okay, fine, good. Shoshi.
I think I'm going to go with Ilana. Leave him with the problem and let me know when it's fixed and I'll come back.
Fine. Mayra.
I like Debbie with the never and always and comparing him to other people's husbands.
Right, okay.
That combination was a real killer.
Worst wife ever. Debbie, you win that round. Very good. Okay, so for this kind of thing, just change the light bulb. Just change it, and if you don't, or it's too high, or you're scared or whatever, get someone else in the house to do it potentially, get a neighbor to do it, or just tell him, if whatever his favorite dessert is, that's like a whole pachkaraj, you got to put this, and then you have to let it chill, and then you got to slice it, and then you got to turn it and flip it, whatever you're doing, say, I will make those for you if you change the light bulb. So do something to motivate him that's sufficiently motivating. Okay, fine. You guys ready for the next one? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Your husband's alarm clock goes off at 6 a.m. every morning For 10 years, he's been snoozing it until 8 a.m. You've decided you are finished with this routine. What do you do? Ilana.
I am going to install an alarm in his office at work that beeps every minute and a half. Actually, I think I'll make it sporadic beeping so he never knows exactly when it's coming. And just have it go off at intervals throughout the day, loud and annoying and with no way of being turned off.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, who's next? Ruthie.
I would, at the beginning of the night, just as he's cozy, drifting off to sleep, set an alarm, snoozing every 2 minutes or every, what did you say? And like just annoying and just like, can you turn that off? What's going on? Well, what do you say? Oh, I don't hear my alarm, and let this go on so he'll get the hint.
Get the hint. Beautiful. Okay, Debbie and then Hannah.
So I'm going to go wake the kids up at 5:30 and I'm going to tell them we've got a special treat and I'm going to give them sweets and candy and Coca-Cola and cakes. And then I'm going to say, Daddy wants you in his bed. And then I'm going to put them in the room, close the door, and I'm going to leave the house and let them jump all over him.
Ouch. Okay, Hannah.
I have to think how to top that one. So I mean, he's just asking to be played. Like, I mean, this is a great game. So he snoozes every day for 2 hours. So when he doesn't know, I'm going to reset the alarm. Instead of going off at 6, I'm just going to let it go off at 8. And he's going to snooze it for 2 hours till 10 o'clock. And he's going to be late. And I'm actually going to wait to do this on a day that he has a really big board presentation with lots of people counting on him and like, big stakes going here. And yeah, because again, he clearly needs 2 more hours. So that's what I'm going to go on.
Wow. Ouch. I thought you were going to wake him at 4 a.m. But anyway, okay, fine. Let's go with Meira.
Smart.
I go in with Debbie's, waking the kids up at 5:30, getting them all excited and saying, okay, Daddy wants you in bed. And then leaving.
Okay, fine. Esther.
Hannah.
Okay, fine.
Creativity.
What? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
And creativity.
Great. Okay, fine. Okay, Shoshi.
I gotta go with Hannah also.
Wow, Hannah. Okay, fine, good. Worst wife ever. You win that round. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, for that one, wife should not be his husband's alarm clock. Shouldn't be the wife's policeman. Even says, "Oh, can you wake me up?" and whatever. Always think twice about being your husband's policeman because it sets up a bad precedent, and then he associates you with this being a nag. So try and say buy him if that alarm clock doesn't work. They have other alarm clocks that jiggle and shake and roll off the nightstand. He has to wake up and to chase it to turn it off. They have all different types of things that you can get so that you don't have to be his policeman. Okay, fine. Okay, ready for the next one, everybody, ladies? Your husband plays music really, really loud when the kids are asleep. More than a few times he's woken them up, yet he refuses to play the music quieter. What do you do? Ruthie and then Ilana.
But I would wake them all up once and like say we're having a party and Daddy's having a party. And bring them all down and, make balloons and whatever, make it all lively and start dancing and then go out and leave him with the children to deal with, to get them back to sleep.
Okay, got you. Okay, Ilana.
I would make a recording of my children screaming at the loudest, most annoying pitch possible. And once I have a good amount of time on the recording, I'm going to wait till he's in a super good deep sleep and then play the recording right next to his ear.
Okay, fine. Hannah.
Yeah, so I mean, this clearly calls for the kids not being able to sleep in the house if there's going to be really loud music. So I would rent an Airbnb in the area, not tell them where we're going, but basically just pack the kids up and leave him with an empty house. And he can wonder where we are. We'll come back in the morning. And until he gets the message that it's just not okay to be so loud in the night when our kids are sleeping.
Got it. Wow. Okay, Debbie.
So I'm going to actually put letters through all the neighbors' houses, kind of complaining about the music and saying, it's coming from this and this number. Can we all get together? Maybe have the police come, maybe social services, make a whole big matzav of it.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Shoshi. Judges. We're going to the judges. Go.
I'm going to say Debbie. Let's get the neighbors involved.
Okay. Mayra.
Debbie's got it.
Okay. Esther.
Debbie.
Debbie. Wow. The worst wife ever. Okay. You win the round. Beautiful. Okay. So the thing to do if he's playing really loud music is he just needs a really good set of headsets. Get him like the best ones. They're, whatever, they're expensive. Get him and let him listen to it there, and he'll ruin his ears. That's very true. He will ruin his ears, but at least all the rest of your ears won't be ruined and woken up the kids. Okay, fine. Okay, you've baked. Ready? Ready for the next one? You've baked a fancy cake for your neighbor who moved in next door. You spent 5 hours decorating it very carefully to impress her. You come downstairs and see your husband sampling it. What do you do? Alana.
I would take the work presentation that he's spent hours and hours working on and, getting all the points exactly right and whatever. And I would say to the kids, hey guys, Daddy really needs your help with this. So can you please just make whatever changes and do whatever, take all your markers, your crayons, whatever you want. Just make it so that Daddy just really knows that you were there.
Ouch. Okay. All right. Who's next? Hannah.
So, just out of, I guess, revenge for ruining that which I worked so hard on with this cake, no, I'm not cooking him food for a week. No food in the house for the whole week.
No food. Ouch. Okay, Ruthie.
I would take my camera and take a picture of him ruining the cake, and then go to the neighbor with the picture and bring her in and say, you see what the cake was like? Because of course I took a picture of, and you see what my husband did?
Ouch.
I worked on this and he just ruined everything because he always ruins everything, and just cry on his shoulder.
Of the new neighbor. Good. We're bonding. Okay, Debbie.
So while he's tasting it, I'm going to tell him it actually also smells really good. And as he leans down to smell it, I'm going to push his head into the cake. Then I'm going to take a picture and post it on all social media saying, this is how my husband eats on a regular evening. Is that strange?
Okay, fine. Okay, Mayra.
Debbie, you're getting worse by the minute.
First wife ever. Okay, Debbie wins that one. Okay, Esther.
Totally agree with me. You're getting really bad, Debbie.
Oh no. Okay, Shoshi.
Debbie all around.
Debbie. Worst wife ever. Very good. Okay.
Even I vote for Debbie.
Okay, fine. So for the fancy cake, if your husband, dipped into the fancy cake, I would try and repair it as much as possible and tell him how disappointed you are and ask him why. Why did you do it? Maybe in the heat of the moment when you're furious and upset and heartbroken about all this work that you did, maybe that's not the time. Maybe you have to wait till later that day or the next day, but then ask him why he did it and tell him screaming at him always backfires, never works, doesn't stop him from doing it in the future, just makes him feel like a little boy, which is not what your intention is. Your intention is to be, God willing, is to be close to him. Okay. Ready, ladies, for the next one? You finally sit down to read a novel that you've been waiting to read for months. Your husband casually tells you the ending of the book. What do you do? Alana.
Do you know that you just ruin everything? It's just what you do. You take what I love and you just ruin it. It's just, this is like a pattern with you. You ruin my life.
Ouch. Okay. Who else? Who's next? Deb. And then
I
Ruthie.
totally forgot to tell you that your boss phoned earlier. The problem is I just totally forgot what he said, but I know it's really important. Oh, I've forgotten, sorry.
Ouch.
As in revenge, because he told me, so I'm not going to tell him. That's how.
All right. Okay, fine. Ruthie.
I would call his mother and say that her son just ruins everything. I can't even read a book in quiet and peace, and I'm at my wit's end, and it's just unbelievable. I'm sending him back to you to be brought up properly, to educate him, and it's just so annoying.
Okay, good. Hannah.
So yeah, similar along the revenge line. I would just wait till it's playoff season, and I would just make sure to watch like the ultimate game that he's so obsessed with in basketball, and I would watch it, like make sure to see it live, and then of course I would ruin it for him. Tell him exactly what's going to happen, and tell him you can't believe it. You know who made that? You know who's going to make that play, and you know who actually scored 44 points tonight and just ruined. And you think that your team's leading, but guess what? They lose. Losers.
Just like you, God forbid. Okay, fine. Okay, let's start with Shoshi.
I'm going to go with Ruthie. Let's get the mother-in-law involved.
Okay, very good. Meira.
So that's great that she got the mother-in-law involved in saying she's sending him back so he can be raised properly this time.
Ouch.
Wicked.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, Ruth, the old-fashioned wickedness. Just go.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Ruthie, you're the worst wife ever. You win the round. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. In this situation, you really have to let him know. He knows. He obviously did it vindictively or revenge or something maybe you did that he's getting you back for. I'm not sure why someone would do that unless maybe he just didn't even realize that it blurted out or something like that. So I would just tell him how upset you are. There's really not much you can do about it. It's the kind of thing where it's a test from Hashem to see if you can forgive somebody for doing something unforgivable. No, for doing something that feels very, very hurtful. So, you ask him why, maybe the next day, maybe the day after, whatever, and find out what was going on with him. Okay, we have the tally. Shoshi, you want to tell us who is the winner of today's Worst Wife Ever game show?
Debbie.
Debbie, you're the worst wife ever. And everybody else is the runner-up worst wife ever. You get the little tiny trophy. Everybody else, thank you so much, ladies, for being with us. That was fantastic. Great job. This is Leah Richeimer for the Ladies Talk Show. We'll see you next time.